YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Do apologize. I am actually driving at this point. Now, I will tell you about how this whole driving thing works. Number one is all hands free. It's almost as if I'm talking to someone in the car. So no degree of danger, no distraction. I'm not looking at anything. So I get it. You know, you don't want to do these things when you drive. But hey, I want to address you guys, and I'm doing it in a safe way. Actually, just look both ways to turn right. Anyway, talking a little Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports. Auburn, where it's always great to be an Auburn Tiger or Eagle. Now, final thoughts before game day. Auburn obviously taking on the number 17 team in the country, Texas A&M. And as I thought about, hey, what are my final thoughts about this particular football game? My final thought has all to do with Gus Malzahn. I think this is where Gus Malzahn obviously has to make his money. He has to show why he deserves a $7 million contract a year, 49, whatever it is. And the reason why I say these types of games is because these are the types of games that typically keep Gus Malzahn on the hot seat. Because when you look at games against, LSU, Georgia, Alabama, those are games that, when you look at the totality of circumstance, are not games that you're going to be favored to win. As a matter of fact, oddly enough, I don't agree, but they're not favored to win this particular game. Texas A&M has about a 50-plus chance to win this game. Auburn's in the mid-40s as far as winning this game, which I don't think is accurate. But hey, we'll see how this game turns out. But this is a game that Gus Malzahn and his staff, these are the ones you got to win because, for one, typically from a talent standpoint, usually you're either, right there or better talent-wise. At this point, I think Auburn has a little bit more depth. And Gus Malzahn has to show that he's urgent about putting these types of games in the bag. And he hasn't done that in recent history. You're talking about last year's losses to Tennessee and Mississippi State. Before that, you had LSU in the bag, but then you coughed that game up, coughed the national championship game up. It is time now for Gus Malzahn to win the winnables. The ones that you should win, like your Texas A&Ms, your Mississippi States, your Ole Miss, your Arkansas, you got to win those. And then when you're up 20 points against an LSU, you have to secure that win. Today is going to go a long way in us visualizing whether Gus Malzahn has done that or not. And two, from a game planning standpoint, is his play calling, is it a bust? Because if the offense can't get going in this particular football game, I understand the Texas A&M have one of the better defenses in the SEC, or at least one of the better defenses that Auburn has seen so far. But this offense has to get going, and quickly. Now, another thing is squandered opportunities. Auburn actually has, when you look at what's ahead, Auburn has an opportunity, a realistic opportunity, to go into the Florida game into the LSU game, whatever their record would be. I can't think of, while I'm driving offhand, how many games that would have been won, but I'm talking about going into the LSU game undefeated. That is realistic at this point. At the beginning of the season, people talk about the gauntlet of the schedule. That's starting to not look as much. This game, guys, is all about Gus Malzahn. How he approaches this game, how prepared is his team to get past the 8-5, the 9-4s, those types of things. I hope you guys enjoy the game. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Good luck to the Tigers today. And it's always great to be an Auburn Tiger. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. War Eagle.